Welcome back to the back nine of the 2022 Savanna Open, presented by the Upholstery Shop by Leo and powered by Prodigy. We had a pretty good front nine there with lots of colors on the scorecard.
Yeah, we did.
We had eagles, we had birdies, we had bogeys. So far have avoided the double bogeys out here at Tom Triplett Park.
We have you, Nathan Queen, doing commentary with me, Conrad from Ace Run Pro. All right, getting into the feature card for round one. We're on the back 10. And we have Nathan, not Nate Queen. Had to correct someone.
Good, I appreciate you correcting him. See, it just sounded bad when you said Nate Queen, right?
We have local pro Adam Howard.
Yeah, trying to make his rise here from Savannah, Georgia.
We have Georgia boy Ezra Robinson with Team Prodigy. And his slightly older brother, Isaac Robinson, also with Team Prodigy.
The disc flying in is how you can tell he is the older brother. And starting this back 10, we have hole 9, a very cool par 4 through the woods, 505 feet. You want to get it as straight as you can up to this point right here, and if you're right-handed, you'll have that left finish that you could maybe get further through these trees, but as long as you get to that point, you'll have a fairly open upshot, at least a way to navigate yourself to the basket for a birdie look.
Something I learned while filming this hole is that it is wet behind those reeds. There is water back there. Really close.
Those are catch cam tips there. Ezra getting that full hyzer, but catches that last late tree. He will still be in great position for a birdie, but could have maybe had a close to circle 2 eagle look without that.
Yes.
Myself, just going for a straight leopard here. I'm not looking to go to the left at all. If I land about right there, it's a pretty clean hyzer into the green.
Yeah, and this is one that you don't have to be gritty off the tee in order to get the bird. You can just do placement shots, and not that coming in from over there is any easier. It'll still be a little bit challenging, but still definitely able to get the bird.
Yeah, and Isaac actually pushed a little further than I did there, so his won't be quite as open. But there are still ways to navigate to the green.
Well, he was asking for it to get off of it, but it did not. And he got kicked to the left.
So yeah, early left is the spot to not be on this hole. That's the toughest spot. As you can see right here. I don't really know where the basket is from this angle, to be honest. I think it's off to the left still. And that's a great shot over the top. He gets a little kick off to the left. He'll have an open circle 2's edge look there.
Yes. Oh, open shot for a lefty.
Yeah, so just a nice little easy open stud hyzer there.
Yeah.
Tap in birdie.
All right, Isaac trying to follow you up with a forehand to try to get through. Yeah, he was a little further, so he did have a little bit more to contend with. Ooh.
So even with that tree hit without the skip,
he still had that outside the circle 2 bid, and that was a legit bid.
Yeah, he still almost putts it in. I would be throwing from there. And Isaac could tell out of the hand that was going to fall short. With it being such a shorter hole, this is one of the ones you feel like you want to connect on if you get a good tee shot. And what
a birdie save.
Wow. Let's run that back.
Yeah, from his angle, that looked good the entire way.
Yeah, great putt. A great birdie after not a great tee shot. Isaac nonchalantly puts his par in. Ezra here for the birdie. Just like the rest of the day, dead center.
But that's the birdie you want to have, where you don't even have to.
Every time.
What's the chain tug about?
I think it started at Maple Hill, actually. I hit a really good birdie. I believe it was on Gatekeeper coverage. And I was super excited about it. Ran up and just grabbed the chain out of, I don't know where it came from, but ever since I did that, I just kind of stuck with it. Just to involve myself a little more. Hole 10. Another shorter par 4 through the woods. 424 feet. It's a pretty strange angle as far as a normal flight of a disc.
Yeah.
The right-handed backhand could get a hyzer stand-up to turn over, but it's hard to stretch it out far enough to reach it before it fades or burn it over too early.
Yeah.
The lefty backhand stand-up is the best play here. And you see Ezra getting it just a little bit too turned over to really reach the pin.
Yeah.
Just kind of one of those weird distances for that righty backhand. Got a Star Wraith here, that same one I threw on hole 4.
And that just came in perfectly.
Yeah, I do get that good stand-up on it and good skip. I get just inside the circle here, so I'll have an inside the circle look for an eagle.
That doesn't look like it's going to hold. So that leaves him out. He'll still have a decent approach, even though he wasn't able to hold that turn. Again, like you said, the backhand shot is tricky. Isaac looked like he hit something early.
Yeah, if you kick down right quickly, then you end up in the middle here, which is pretty tough to navigate. If you kick far enough off to the right side, then there's another fairway. A nice forehand gets him inside the circle there. Isaac got up inside the circle as well. And Ezra with the long bid for eagle.
Drawing metal, man.
Got a little tricky stance here. That tree's on the right side is in the way of a straight path, and this tree on the left side is in the way of my footpath. But able to connect. All the locals are loving it. They keep telling me they've never seen one inside the circle there. It's cool to see the locals get excited.
Oh, yeah, it is. That right there was just a little bit low from Adam.
And Ezra with some trouble inside the circle here, but able to connect. Scrambling for the birdie on this short par 4.
There we go. And now Ez with just a tap-in birdie.
And one of those pars where it's a bogey in your mind.
Yeah.
For Adam there. But with an eagle and 2 birdies, we still come out as 4 under par on the card there. Moving us into hole 11, which is a pretty straight par 3, 262 feet from the black tee, which we were playing this round. And if you get a straight shot off, this is the coverage here is actually from the goal tee, so you don't have to make this little right that you're seeing. It's just a pretty much straight shot. And if you kick off to the right, that's the worst side to be on. The left, you might get a little bit of room to get your upshot up there.
Yeah, this hole with the tee pad, this is probably the hole with the most spread out tee pads coming from all 3 directions. None of them overlap whatsoever. Oh.
Yeah, and just a little bit too much left turn on that. Not as straight as I wanted it to go.
And it looked like that was the last tree to beat for you to.
it was. So Ezra here, his is kind of doing the same thing as mine, just starting to turn a little bit off to the right. Yeah. Right when Isaac walks up here, we get this little bit of headwind gust, so he knows now that there's a little bit of headwind up there. Puts a little more hyzer on it, stands it up nicely.
Oh, wow.
And will collect his birdie.
Nice part job. Bullseye in our books, even though you just won't see that stat.
Adam also going down the fairway, getting a little bit of fade at the end, but he's inside the circle. Ezra gave me a little bit of inside info, and he has just recently switched putters and said he's been struggling a bit with the circle too, so I'm sure we'll see him start to land those here pretty soon.
I think the discs that he has now are part of his new tour series. So those are like really new putters too. They're not like,
yeah, they're dropping out on him. Yeah, they're dropping out on him at the end. A little more stable than he's used to. Adam able to collect his birdie there. Myself and Ezra both feeling a little silly with a par. Couple birdies, couple pars on hole 11. Brings us into hole 12, which the only birdies you're going to see are going to be from 60 feet. You might be able to get a little closer, but
unless you can really lay down a perfect roller.
Yeah, I think the righty forehand roller or maybe lefty backhand roller. I am not well practiced at that, so I couldn't honestly tell you, but it's just kind of a funny angle, 321 feet, but you can only throw it about 220 feet. And that's what Isaac has done here. He's up 90 feet maybe?
Yeah, about as close as you can really get with this turn. Adam, he's probably looking for a little bit more flare off to the right, but he kind of kicks forward a little bit, still in an okay position. That puts you at about roughly 100 out, right?
Oh, yeah. Best shot ever.
But this is a lefty hole.
And here we see Ezra going with that forehand roller I was talking about, but he stands that up too straight out of the hand. That's a good log to stop him from going further into the woods.
Yeah, because the further forward he goes, the less option he's going to have. Adam saying, I played this hole before I know where to go.
A tap in 3. And Ezra probably wanted to be a little bit closer for his par, but shouldn't be an issue.
You were going for that.
Yeah, trying to give it a little floaty bit. I had the right height on that one, just a little bit left.
Yeah, it looked like it had the want on it. Oh, and he wanted it. That was for sure.
Yeah, Isaac definitely had the want on there. He's able to connect for one of just 2 twos on this hole. This par 3, 321 feet. There were 2 twos at this pro event in the MPO field. Isaac Robinson and Chris Orick. So great twos. The rest of us are going to tap in our 3. and move on to the next one. Hole 13, playing as the hardest hole on the course for this round, 555 foot par 4. You've got this inside gap also off to the left outside. You want to land on this island. The drone is flying over right now. This road does play as a river OB. Once you get to the landing zone, you have this second gap with a Mando on the left side. You want to turn your disc over. As I'm speaking as a left-handed, you want to turn your disc over into the left or throw a righty hyzer and avoid the cart path on the right that is close to the basket also.
Yes.
Isaac doesn't get this turned over. He is in bounds, but not in a good spot.
Yeah. And that's one of the things with this tee shot. You have the trees right there. You have the water truck, unfortunately, that's still parked there.
It seemed like every day that kept getting a little closer. I think they kept moving it.
And you have this little small island that you ideally want to land on.
Right there.
You just did.
Yeah, that's where you want to be.
But outside of that, everything else is basically trouble.
Yeah, this is the first year that this road has played as OB, so that's a new feature for this year. Ooh. Ezra, I believe, was very lucky
to come up short,
to catch something on the right side there and slow him down.
Oh.
And Adam going for the big shot there, still trying to get across. He's now already throwing his third shot here and has yet to cross the road. He's just going to be trying to put this one in a good spot to pitch up for a bogey, and he does that.
He does that. He's throwing his third yet to cross the road or make the Mando, because I've seen people make the Mando and still end up out of bounds.
So a pretty tough shot from Ezra here. He's got a funny angle. He needs to turn something over, but it still be stable enough to come back and not go OB like you were talking about on that sidewalk. Comes up just a bit short. He'll have a long look for birdie.
Oh no, the OB I saw, it made the Mando hit a tree and then went OB.
Whoops.
But there's also this OB to worry about.
Yeah, Isaac catches an early tree and kicks all the way through that mess and still gets to the OB.
Yeah.
I've got the ideal spot here and just shank.
Oh.
Yeah, that one was upsetting. I was not happy.
Isaac's ready to get off of this hole. Your eyeing is like this is a bid. Oh,
I thought it was, and there you go. My wrist didn't work. I guess I had it online, and it
was online.
Fell out of the sky. Ezra decided he should do the same thing. So hardest hole on the course, over half a stroke over par, 4.52. We've got a couple bogeys on the card here, so we
yeah. Isaac walks away with the par.
Yeah, couple bogeys, couple pars, but we show you why that hole is half a stroke over par, and it does not get much easier for the next two holes. Playing as the third hardest hole on the course, hole 14, 587 feet. We've got about a 300-foot water carry, but about 330 feet to be able to get to an almost okay landing spot. If you can throw it about 360 to here, then you've got a legit chance for a birdie. But you still got to make this corner around to the right and avoid these late guardian trees.
Yeah.
Anything in the woods on the left side and you're pitching out, there's also a Mando over on the right side once you cross to keep you from being able to throw a big hyzer over the top.
Yep.
Wraith shot here that got way out of hand. But
Oh, wow.
that's the best spot that I could possibly land my disc at without throwing it any further than that. So worked out great. I'm pretty sure Ezra goes for a D2 on these long shots, and he just gets a hold of that one.
Wow, yeah.
And misses the Mando.
He was obviously trying to get to the optimum landing spot that you were talking about there. Look like Isaac makes the correction.
Yeah, and this is looking great. He gets it all the way over the sidewalk to avoid the big skip into the woods. If that could have got a little bit further left, it'd be a little better, but he is still in a great spot.
Yeah, with this hole from the drive, it looks like there's a lot of okay places to be. Like that's okay. He hasn't missed the Mando, but it's not the spot.
Yeah, that's a par. He can pitch up 110 feet from there and then pitch up another 110 feet and get his par. This is
That was a roller?
121 or 125 FX7 that he just threw on a hyzer without any power at all, turned up, stood it over, and now has a chance to save his par after missing the Mando.
Oh, that just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand.
You're right. I'm going standstill gator.
Oh, yeah. You have the angle, the distance dialed in.
Just missed those guardian trees, and I will tap in my birdie here, which is a fantastic feeling.
Oh, yeah. Especially for it being one of the more difficult holes.
And yeah, just a little bit further left, and he would have had a much more open angle there.
And Adam just parking the basket.
Yep, pitch up, pitch up. He'll take his par.
Yep. Isaac throws the forehand onto the green. Hits the tree, stops his progress a little bit, but he's still inside the circle putting.
What a par save.
Wow. What a save.
And kind of a disappointing par there for Isaac. He was in a good spot off of the tee.
Yeah, probably had the best drive of the group. Just
still had that super awkward angle to make.
Yep.
You know why this hole is one of the harder ones on the course, or the second hardest today.
So for you were in your spot, the spot. Everyone else was he was in a good spot, but you were in the spot for your shot.
Yeah, 3 pars and a birdie. Our card played that hole much better than the rest of the field, as it averaged a 4.42. And that moves us into the second hardest hole on the course. So 3 hardest holes in a row here. Hole 15, only 220 feet. But just look.
Yeah, there's a disc-sized line down the center that you can't take too high, you can't take too low, and then you have to...
Once you do get inside the circle, make sure that you are in the exact right position, or you will, again, not have a putt. And that's the train giving us a little honk there. Maybe he's a disc golfer.
Like he did that because he was cool, but he knew he was just trying to hurt our ears.
And the train does add to the difficulty of the hole.
Yeah, this is 2 days in a row that train popped up on us.
Oh.
And yeah, that train, you can see it just pushed my disc way right out of my hand, you know. Ezra, knowing the momentum of that train is going to change his disc, corrects on it, throws it down the middle, tries to get my man Conrad over here.
It's the thing with them. I don't know why. There was an attempted murder charge on Isaac at one event. He tried to take my head off.
Yeah, and Isaac overcorrected on the train. Adam trying to get the train back for us. He's mad at it and wants to hit it.
Adam knows the local route. He knows to go over by the train tracks.
Yeah, he scared it away. It's gone now.
And then throw.
And he gets up there.
He's still going to have a very awkward putt.
The right side is the better side, but like you said, it's still going to be very awkward. Isaac has gone a little hot on that.
Yeah, he was aiming for me again. He wanted to prove to Ez that he could do a better job of hitting me. So that's what he was trying to do there.
I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to go through the whole year without a forehand. Here we are, the first round. I already have to throw one. However, less disappointed now. That worked out much better than I expected it to.
See, you should throw more forehands. Oh, just like an inch short.
Yeah, that looked good the whole way. And just barely grabs, able to collect the birdie on the second hardest hole on the course. And a great par save from Adam.
Oh, yeah.
Hitting early, having to go with a forehand hyzer around the outside. See how far I still have to stretch, even being 10 feet away. But I'm able to collect my par.
And Isaac types in for his disappointing bogey. Even with the hole being that difficult.
It's still short. Yeah, you can see it's right there. So hole 16, 349 feet. There's another tee pad off to the right of the road over here. We're gonna have a straight shot with a little bit of right movement at the end. You could go a righty backhand turnover or the lefty backhand. But fairly straightforward, 350 feet. The wind is usually what makes this hole a little more difficult, but not much of that going on today.
Yeah, I expect to see 4 very close shots here.
And a little high out of Ezra's hand. He doesn't catch anything.
Wow, he drifted all the way over there. I didn't even realize that was another fairway until the second round. But yeah, he drifted across the red fairway. Still probably has a long look at it.
And this is a Thunderbird. That was my last throw. That was my last throw with that Thunderbird.
Come on, we give you some lefty holes and then you throw it straight.
Yeah, that's why that was my last Thunderbird throw there. With that particular one, anyway. Adam gets his a little bit too turned over as well. I almost thought it was going to be a roller.
Yeah.
And Isaac.
Oh, wow.
So
he just immediately knew.
We've gotten so used to there being trees around us when we're on the tee pad that once we got out here in the open, we just didn't know.
I said something about 4 very close shots. I didn't say on which throws. I meant for the up shots. I expected all 4 of those to be close because, well.
Oh, and again, he's done that a few times on us.
Yeah.
Hit metal from a long ways, or he's made a couple of those also. Again, there's some leaves or stuff you can't see.
Oh,
I had to go over top of. Yeah, I thought I liked that one. Just a little short. Ezra with the best look, still outside the circle.
Oh.
And
just a little too right. I guess he's still with the learning curve on the new putters. You tap in for your par.
Yeah. Believe we're all gonna tap in for some pars here on this 349-foot pretty open par 3.
With no wind.
Yeah, we've played some of the harder holes well, but this one just weren't quite feeling it when we got there, I suppose. But no harm done. We got 3 pars, no bogeys. 4 pars, no bogeys.
And a few more holes to go.
Yeah, hole 17 is 403-foot par 3. Pretty open for the beginning of the flight. I believe if there is any wind, it is usually a right to left tailwind at this point.
Mm-hmm.
if you have 400 feet of power with a forehand or a lefty backhand, that's the more open line. Off to the right of where the drone is flying, there is also a righty hyzer line, just with some late trees to miss that you can't really see from the tee.
Yeah, there isn't any reason that anyone shouldn't be able to get across the road here, which does play OB. If you don't make it across the road, you do have to go to a drop zone.
Yeah, and that was that right side. Just catches that last tree. It was about to hyzer back in.
Yeah. Yeah, the forehand on the lefty backhand definitely is the more open of the plays.
Yeah, I got a little swoopy on that one, it looks like. I wasn't sure why it went up before, but I see now. I'm up there inside of circle 2, though.
Yeah, clean look.
And a nice drift on this one, right into the center of that tree, unfortunately.
I think he's going to be in the ditch right there behind the bridge.
And Isaac also getting a nice drift over to that right side. With a little bit of height, I believe that would have come on back towards the basket, but he's also got a circle 2 look over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely in the ditch. But he has a Nova in his hand, so... There was a chance for a metal hit. He did have a good line.
Yeah, a little floaty layup shot there. Ezra with another long...
Oh, off the top.
Circle 2 bid, just a bit high. Also circle 2 here.
Oh, that looked like a good line too, just a little bit too long.
Yeah, I thought that one was in.
All right, so something's wrong with the basket here. Like, that was a metal touch. You and Ezra just a little off.
So we scared it a little more than the last hole, but it looks like we may come away with 4 pars again here.
I'm starting to feel like hole 15 shook y'all a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's just like I said, all those trees. We need those trees around us.
Well, there should be enough trees on hole 18 to get y'all back going in the right direction, or finishing in the right direction, as we should say.
Yeah, there are definitely trees on 18. So a couple holes in a row. We've got 4 pars from the feature card. 1 hole left to go. Hole 18 is 276 feet. There is one ideal fairway and a bunch of little small ones off to the left side. You'll see the righty backhand, which is the ideal fairway, go right through here. This lighter white tree that you see off to the right side, you need to choose to go right or left of to go over top of this bridge, and then the tree just past the bridge on the left is the last one that comes into play if you hit the line.
Yeah, the drone actually took the right route of the least amount of trees to hit, so not necessarily the same route that a disc will take. But Ez does what you said. He misses the tree, the light tree, comes inside of the tree before the bridge, and actually stays just up top. So outside the circle, but still with a clean look.
Yeah, he hit that line just a little nose up. That's why he came up a little bit short, but still a great shot. I'm going for a different line here. Not that one. However, sweet.
No one would have ever known that was not the line you hit, that you wanted, because of how well you hit it. Had him going the traditional way, but he goes around that tree over the bridge and then ends up in the backside of the green.
Yeah, he kept his disc straighter, went to the right of that light tree that I was talking about in the middle. And Isaac also went to the right side of that tree and just catches one before that bridge.
Oh, what a great bid.
And we've seen, I think that's the third, maybe even more, that we've seen from Circle 2 and Isaac just be an inch or two low. Ezra able to connect on his birdie to shoot 10 down for the round.
his birdie putt.
And just a bit left side.
Yeah.
It had a lot of pace on it. If it was a little slower, that's a good spot where it probably could stay. And I'm able to get that birdie, finish at 11 down for the round. We'll have a couple par tap-ins, Isaac at 7 down and Adam at 6 down. And that will wrap it up for round 1. We do play 2 rounds here on Saturday.
Yes,
So the day is not done.
Second round will have the similar conditions.
We'll be moving to the shorter tees, the red tees for this next round. Want to thank Ace Run Pro for coming out here to do the coverage. How can they follow you guys?
You can find us on Instagram at Ace Run Pro, at Facebook at Ace Run Pro, on Twitter at Ace Run Pro. Nathan, how can they follow you?
If you'd like to follow me, the best way throughout the year will be on Instagram. It's nqueen_68286. Make sure you check out these guys' Patreon. They do lots of cool stuff throughout the year.
And we'll see you on round 2.